property. It's called the Kolahoi Resorts. I think the view over here is amazing. The restaurant is very classy. The rooms are also pretty good. I'm excited to try the food as well. But first, we're going to be going out to check out the restaurant first. Okay, so we have Mahur here, who is our host at Gulmarg. Mahur, tell us a little bit about the property.
Hello, right now we're at Kolahoi Green, Gulmarg, otherwise known as Gaurimurg as well. Just the context of this place was known as the pleasure grounds for Lord Shiva and Devi Parvati, and then in the 16th century, the last king of Kashmir, Yusuf Shah Chak, and his Queen Haba Khatun would come here, and it got the name Gulmarg, which means valley flowers. So right now we are in Gulmarg in a Swiss chalet style, Kashmiri confluences, traditional indigenous Kashmiri architectural references in a lodge style alpine retreat at Kolahoi Green Heights. All our team is Kashmiri, so we are trying to give you a feeling of Kashmir nestled in the mountain. From our 37-room property now in Kolahoi Green Gulmarg, now we are moving towards Kolhai Panorama, which is the highest fine dine restaurant in the Himalayas, which is located at Kongduri, which is basically the phase 1 of the cable car in Kashmir.
Next up, we are going to be taking the very popular gondola ride. Very excited about this and nervous as well. Right, we're heading to Kongdori phase 1 right now. Phase 2, I think it's under maintenance, so we might not be lucky enough to try that, experience it. But let's see what we have in store for us at the restaurant. Starting off, of course, with the starters. Here's the first item which we have. The first item which we're trying out over here is a Zafrani Paneer Tikka. Now, all of these paneers are house-made. Alright, the next item which we're trying out is a continental dish. It is a cheesy grilled chicken. What I like about the chicken is that it's soft. I didn't have to apply a lot of pressure to try this out. Good stuff. The dressing is also fine. Let's try the fries. Good stuff. Alright, it's time for the main course now. We're going to be starting off with the vegetarian main course.
Plain rice.
Thank you.
Wet tomato salmon, Kashmiri paneer, boiled and seasoned in turmeric water to make it soft. Butter haq, which is basically local indigenous Kashmiri collard greens.
Starting with the good old Kashmiri dishes, vegetarian Kashmiri tomato paneer. It looks bright red and spicy. I don't know whether it's going to be spicy. Tomato puree. Next up, the Kashmiri haq. This looks like a cross between the dal and a saag, but it's a Kashmiri dish. Let's try. I love it. Wow, you have to try this. Next up, we're having the non-vegetarian main courses. Starting with some pulao. So I'm going to be trying out some Kashmiri pulao along with some kormas. We have two different, very brightly looking, very distinctively different looking kormas. We have a mirchi korma over here. It's going to be similar to Rogan Josh, but it's going to be different, of course, because it's a different region altogether. Not very spicy, not very thick. Taste good. I'll have some of the previous dhania korma. The thing about the dishes over here is the size of the mutton pieces are huge. If you're a fan of mutton, I think you're going to be feasting on this particular aspect. Pretty soft, softer than the previous dish. I like dhania in general, so good stuff. This is somewhat similar to the previous vlog which we've done. You saw Shibli making a dish for us. It tastes very similar to this. Very good. My entire look in Kashmir has been specially curated, specially designed and thought out by Ikhlas. When he found out that I'm coming to Gulmarg, he said that bhai wahan pe thand zyada hone wali hai. So he sent me something which is directly Kashmir mein has been sent. So this was sent to me in Srinagar. It's called a Pheran, which is a local Kashmiri traditional wear for winters. I think it's actually not as cold. So I'm going to be sweating inside. But it's a lovely gesture from his end. So anyone who's actually also coming to Kashmir, not just necessarily in Kolkata, Humsafar Kurtas has the availability where they can send you stuff over here as well, because they have an outlet over here. So yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. Next up, we'll be sightseeing at most of the amazing places at Gulmarg with Mustafa bhai.
हाँ, हम जाएंगे पहले बूटा पाथरी। बूटा पाथरी से आते जाएंगे हम स्टावर वैली से निकलते ही जाएंगे हम महाराजा पैलेस और गोल्फ कोर्स, और वहाँ से महाराजा पैलेस से निकल के हम चलेंगे सीधे ड्रंग वाटरफॉल की तरफ। 5-6 महीने यहाँ पर रहते हैं, फिर अपने गाँव वापस जाते हैं।
कौन है ये?
गुजर। सर्दियों में यहाँ पर कोई गाड़ी, यहाँ पर तकरीबन 20 फीट की बर्फ होती है।
20
फीट ऊपर बर्फ होती है यहाँ। ये बूटा पथरी का प्लेस है, तो इसको कहते हैं नागिन 1, इसके आगे है नागिन 2, उसके आगे है बूटा पथरी। दिसंबर से इस यहाँ पर बर्फ स्टार्ट हो जाती है, मई के लास्ट तक यहाँ पर बर्फ रहती है।
ये निंगली नाला है?
निंगली नाला यही है, आइए से। ये यहाँ से होके बाबा ऋषि के ओर से गुजरता है, उसको कहते हैं सरज फॉल तक पहुँचता है ये नाला। वहाँ से जाता है ये गाँव से होके जाता है ये जाहलिम जाता है डायरेक्ट दूसरी कंट्री पाकिस्तान की तरफ।
I'm not sure about this. They're saying that this water is drinking water, but somehow I'm not convinced. Although the locals do drink it, but I'm not very sure, so I'm not going to risk that. Let's see how the Maggi tastes. It's a bit spicy, but it's amazing. 50 rupees karke. If you want to watch the making of this video, it's going to be up on Instagram as well. If you're not following FoodZpah on Instagram, please go ahead, do the same. We also post contents on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, all 3 platforms. If you're not following FoodZpah, I think you should do it right away. I think the secret is to ensure that you put as little but balanced sugar. Sugar is the main thing which makes or breaks a kava, according to my experience thus far in Kashmir. Woo! I've learned how to maneuver it. I think it was much better than my experience in Himachal, because that was down the slope, and I think I got the confidence because of my experience over there. It's pretty good. Good stuff. You should take a ride whenever you're here. It gives employment to people who don't have other means of work, and it is a beautiful experience as well.
हम चाहते हैं यहाँ पे टूरिज्म प्रमोट हो। हम काफ़ी अप्रिशिएट करते हैं उन लोगों को जो कि कश्मीर का टूर बनाते हैं और कश्मीर में एज फॉर विजिट के लिए आते हैं।
गुलमर्ग के बाहर भी बहुत सारी जगह हैं जो देखने के काबिल हैं।
अभी हम यहाँ से जाएंगे सीधा स्टावर वैली।
This is Mustafa ji. Alright, so right now we are at the Gulmarg Meadows. This is a beautiful property owned by Mustafa. Now, I think it was my misfortune that I thought I wouldn't be able to stay in the camp, so we shifted our plans to the place where we're staying at right now. But now that I'm here, and the view which you see in the background, I think it's one of the biggest mistakes of my life. So I'm going to be planning a trip again soon. Winters, ya fir not winters, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to have at least one day stay over here enjoying the beauty which you see behind me right now. This view was so breathtaking, I couldn't resist myself. We've arranged for a little bit of a cooking session for you guys. He's going to be cooking my favorite item thus far in Kashmir. It's a vegetarian item, would you believe? So we're going to be back cooking that in front of you. Stay tuned for that. So right now we're inside the Maharaja Palace in Gulmarg. The entry fee is 40 rupees and this place is insane.
अब हम सीधा जा रहे हैं ड्रंग वैली। ये रास्ता रहा है पहले टंगमर्ग से हम जाएंगे ड्रंग।
Awesome! So we are at the Drung Waterfall and we've met this amazing guy. He cannot talk, he cannot hear, he's deaf and dumb. We found his name from his Aadhaar card over here. His name is Ali Muhammad Sheikh. He was so amazing over here. He saw us shooting videos. He couldn't say it, so he directed us that are amazing places around, and he showed us everywhere. And he was so patient. He offered to help us. He took pictures of us, videos of us, and everything. So if you're over here and if you spot him, please do spend some time with him. I think it's going to be great. Thank you so much, Ali. We have Abid over here who's in charge of the ATV section of the Gulmarg area. He's going to be talking to you about how things work over here.
ये हमने यहाँ पे 15 मार्च को हमने ये प्रोफेशनल ATV एसोसिएशन स्टार्ट किया है तो 15 मार्च से हमने यहाँ पे नए नए लोकेशंस मतलब यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट ने ओपन किए हैं। उसमें हमारे पास यहाँ पे एक तो द्रंग आता है, दूसरा हमारे पास हिस्टोरिकल मोनूमेंट प्लेस है, तीसरा हमारे पास शेफर्ड वैली है, चौथा हमारे पास रनमर्ग है। ये सारा ऑफ रोड यहाँ पे हम टूरिस्ट को लेके जाते हैं। तो हम सबसे ये गुजारिश करते हैं कि यहाँ पे आओ, हालात सब ठीक हैं, एवरीथिंग इज़ वर्किंग प्रॉपरली। यहाँ पे आप आ जाइए और यहाँ पे आनंद लीजिए आप हर एक टूरिस्ट प्लेस का।
So right now we are outside Mushtaq Bhai's restaurant. He has a restaurant hotel. He's got, I think you think of it, he's got everything ready. Winters में skiing, 24 hours hotel, everything. और हमको जब ज़रूरत था पूरा टूर लेने का गुलमर्ग में, he was more than happy to show us around personally अपने गाड़ी में।
जी सर, मेरा नाम है मुश्ताक अहमद है। मेरा यहाँ पर ये छोटा सा ढाबा है, ये महफिल ढाबा। हम यहाँ पर 12 महीने काम करते हैं, टूरिस्ट आते हैं, सब कुछ यहाँ पर बढ़िया होता है। खास करके जो यहाँ पर ट्रांसपोर्ट वाले, खास करके घोड़े वाले जो है, सब अच्छी सर्विस देते हैं, बिल्कुल अच्छी सर्विस, टूरिस्ट को खुश करते हैं। कोई एक्सपेंसिव नहीं है, कि कोई चीट नहीं है। सब मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है टूरिस्ट लोगों से, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है गुलमर्ग आइए और गुलमर्ग का लुत्फ उठाइए। घोड़ों का, गाड़ी का, होटल्स का, सब पूरी नेचुरल जो ब्यूटी यहाँ पर है उसका लुत्फ उठाइए।
What I love most about this person is he did not speak about his things at all throughout the journey. While we were going, he said, please interview लीजिए। घोड़ों वालों का, ATV वालों का अपने बारे में कभी नहीं बताया। So it was apt, I think, कि we end this particular shot with his thing. I'm going to be attaching his details below. You can get in touch whenever you're planning Gulmarg or any other place for that matter. I think he's the best person, because a lot of the times we go for places, we go for people who might be experts, but I think unless and until you have someone who's actually doing it from his own dil, andar se, then that makes all the difference, and we were very lucky that we got someone like him. Next up, as promised, we're going to be going to Mustafa's Gulmarg Meadows, and we're going to be cooking something in front for you. Let's go inside. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to start cooking in front of you guys. Let's go. I must confess honestly, when this was being made, I thought maybe it's getting a little too dry, but this tastes delicious. Thank you Meadows, Gulmarg, for making this possible. If you want a similar experience, I'm attaching the number right here. You can book a camp or you can experience cooking in the nature. Thank you. That was a lot of food. We're gonna go back home, rest a little bit at the Kolahoi, and then we have a special place for an evening coffee as well as dinner. So stay tuned for that. Right now I'm settled at the garden area of the hotel. I think it's got a beautiful background. Different sides which you look at, it gives you a different aesthetic altogether. So you can enjoy this at the evening time as well as in the morning as well. So you're going to get different, depends on the level of the sun. So it's going to be different. It's going to be good. So we are now off to our final destination at Gulmarg. It's this beautiful property with a coffee house as well as a restaurant. That's going to be our destination. So we have Sabik over here. He is the owner of the beautiful property. Hello.
Welcome to Lupin. It's a boutique property in Gulmarg. We have Complex Doppio, which is an artisanal coffee cafe. And we have a restaurant by the name of Cliff. It's an all-day dining restaurant and 18 rooms to cherish your stay. So what we have here is the iced Spanish latte. Basically condensed milk, milk and a very good shot of espresso. And it's served with chocolate truffle jar.
Honestly, I'm very impressed with the quality of the stuff over here, both be it the beverage or the bakery. So far, of whatever places we've tried desserts in Kashmir, I think this is one of the better ones. The beverages are of course going to be good over here because we expected that, because Sabik is personally responsible for it. But what blew me over here are the desserts, especially the cheesecake. Anywhere you are in Gulmarg, you can actually take a tour. Come right here and you can try out the cheesecake over here. It's that good.
Complex Doppio is a third wave of coffee. So we source ethical coffee. For example, this is Onyx Roasters from the US, raw coffee from UAE, and we have Brazilian coffees all around the world. So the concept is artisanal coffee. This is the third wave of coffee. Your second wave of coffee are Starbucks, Costas, all those commercial brands. This is the third wave coffee. So you exactly know where the coffee is coming from. It's ethically sourced. The altitude it was grown at, how it was roasted, how it was produced. It's all detailed and you know what's in the cup.
So we are at the restaurant right now, and the first thing we're starting off is a mojito. Next up we have the entrees. Just a tell you something, it's really unfortunate that we're doing the shoot at night because the view over here, I'm told, in the morning is amazing. So I'm not being able to show you that. Also that it's a little far away from where the main area is because the food over here is stunning. I've already shown you the bakery section and it's good. The paneer, this is some of the better paneers which I've had in Kashmir. And let me tell you, this kebab is some of the better kebabs I've had anywhere. Reshmi kebab is something which is available everywhere. I think everyone thinks that they can make it, but they've made this soft, they've made it flavorful, I marinated perfectly, it tastes amazing. So if you guys are coming, I know you might have your plans everywhere else, but if you get a chance to come here and try a meal over here, have the starters and the desserts. Wait for me to review the main course. Let me see how that is. I'm going to be trying out something from the main course segment. Finally, on to the main courses. Close up. Starting with some mutton do pyaza. Mutton is a little hard, but the preparation is good. Finally, the chicken moghlai, and I think this is melting. This is how soft this chicken is. The food over here is top notch. If you guys are coming to Gulmarg, you have to try out the food over here. The restaurant is this cliff and it is inside the Logan Hotel. You must try. So that was our entire experience at Gulmarg. I think people over here have blown us away. What amazing welcome. Most of the places, if not all. We truly had an amazing time over here. The resort that we're staying, beautiful, beautiful resort. The amazing preparations done by everyone, not just over here, but everyone that we visited. Personal care from the owner's bed coming, the warmth and everything else has really touched us. I've attached all the details of all the things which we've done over here, so if you wish, you can directly get in touch with them. Our next stop is Pahalgam tomorrow morning. I'm very excited about that. It's a little late right now, it's a little chilly right now, so we're going to be calling it a night. Correct.